Okay, now if it's Sunday night and you happen to be on my channel, chances are you're looking for the Game of Thrones reviews. That's right. Well, guess what? I'm going to do you one better. Matter of fact, I'm going to do you two better. Because HBO decided to go ahead and debut episode 7 early on HBO Go, which, for the record, took me over half a fucking hour to finally get online for. I don't know if HBO is to blame or if that's my internet service provider. Somebody fucked that up. But because HBO decided to go ahead and let those with HBO Go get a look at next week's episode a week in advance, you know what? Y'all get 2 reviews this week. I'm doubling it up. I'm doubling it the fuck up. So y'all get 2 reviews. So sit tight. We gonna be here for a while. But thank you for joining me again this week. As always, this is Larry Williams, OAW Commander-in-Chief. I'm back again. And like I said, I'm here to bring you two reviews for this week and next week's Game of Thrones episodes right here on Otaku Assemble Weekly. Okay, now, before I get into my freaking review, one thing I really want to stress. Now, first and foremost, I do appreciate you all watching my vids. I love you. Love you. Love you guys and gals. Week after week, watching my vids. Love it. Matter of fact, I even went back and I activated all of the comments on all my vids. Why? Because the idea was, Larry, if you don't offer comments on your videos, then you can't really build a community for people who watch your reviews. People need to be able to, interact with one another. And I understand that. The easiest solution to that was, number one, I would allow comments, and number two, I wouldn't read the comments. So first off, I want to apologize for you guys who might, show me love in the comments. I can't read the comments for the Game of Thrones videos. Why? There's too many spoilers in there. So I apologize for that, but okay. But now I want to get to my message, because there was an unveiling at the end of episode 6, which I got spoiled when the pilot came out. When the series premiere came out, I fucked around and I read one of the comments, and I got spoiled for what was unveiled at the end of this episode. So I understand I have diehard Game of Thrones fans who watch my vids and who do comment, and some of them do put spoilers. Now, I've never asked you guys not to put spoilers in the comments, because I can't really tell you what to do. You're going to do what you want to do regardless. But I'm going to go ahead and see that if, in fact, my request might actually get answered. And I'm not asking you guys not to spoil on my behalf. Like I said, I'm not going to read the comments in the vid, but don't spoil it on other people's behalf. New people, newbies to the series, don't spoil it don't spoil it for them. You want to know why? Because if in fact you love this series so much, and if you want this television series to thrive like all of us want, number one, when you spoil, number two, when you nerd rage, pretty much that's what it is, nerd rage. Pretty much when you do the whole fanboy thing, you ruin the series for newcomers. Take it from someone who's a big fan of like Japanese anime and manga, and who is a banner waving New England Patriot fan, okay? I know a little something about turning people off to the things you love. Don't do that. Do not do that. You want to know why? Because when you turn people off, people aren't going to watch the series. And when you turn people off, they aren't going to pick up the books. Okay? The last thing we want is for this series to fall into mediocrity and be forgotten. Don't do that. Listen to me when I say that. Don't do that. Mini rant is over. On with the episode reviews. Okay. Episode 6, entitled A Golden Crown. I'll get to why it's entitled that at the end of the episode 6 review. But what has been going on since last week? Now, just to recap from last week, pretty much what happened last week is that Cat, Lady Stark, she has arrested Tyrion and has taken him to to answer for his crimes in the Eyrie, in the Vale, which is that is the dominion that her sister is currently in charge of, because as we know, Jon Arryn was Lady Lysa's Cat's sister's husband, and also the Hand of the King. He died. He was murdered at the beginning of the series, so she is now in charge of that dominion until her son Robin comes of age, where then he will become the Lord of the Vale. But that's what happened with Tyrion. Well, word got back about what happened with Tyrion, and Jaime, his brother, was pissed. Jaime came for Ned's head. Jaime came for Ned Stark's head. And after a confrontation with them two in the street, pretty much Ned was spared thanks to a guard who decided to jump into Jaime and Ned's duel. Like I said, Jaime didn't want to go out like that. He didn't want that to diminish his victory. He didn't want to dishonor himself by finishing off Ned after he had already been crippled. So he let Ned live. But okay, that's where the episode 5 left off. Okay, episode 6 picks up. Pretty much, Jaime has fled the city, number one. So, I think that's really worth mentioning, because it's going to come back up again in the episode 7 review. But yeah, Jaime has fled the city. Ned's walking around with a fucking cane now. And pretty much, the episode 6 opens up with, Ned awakes to find Robert and Cersei on his bedside. Now that's very terrifying. I just want to throw that out there. That's very terrifying to find those two at your bedside. Okay, but pretty much in a small little, there's a small little dispute that goes on there, and for fuck's sake, man, Robert. I became a fan of Robert with this episode. Why? Because when Cersei started spewing off at the mouth, telling her lies, sticking up for her brother, like she always fucking does, sticking up for her family, lying and shit, Robert put the pimp hand. Now, just for the record, I do not condone the hitting of women. I do not condone that whatsoever. But Cersei's had it coming since episode fucking 2. She had it coming since episode 2, okay? So when Robert put the pimp hand to her face, I did not shed a tear. I actually jumped for joy. I was like, fucking right. Yes. Finally. Sorry, I got a little worked up there. She just pisses me off. It's about time she got what was coming to her. Bitch. Anyway, but, so pretty much what happened was Robert told Ned that, what happened in last week's episode, that was water under the bridge. I want you to stay. I want you to remain the king's hand, but I also want you to be, I want you to rule in my stead, because Robert has decided to go off and plan a hunting trip, which his brother mentioned to us, the audience. Well, he mentioned it in his scene with Loras in last week's episode, where they were pretty much going hunting. So Robert takes his brother and Sir Barristan, and I forget who else was with them, but they go, and the fucking squire, the Lannister boy, and they go hunting. But in the meanwhile, Ned, he's ruling in Robert's stead. So what exactly does Ned do while Robert's away? Well, one thing that's worth noticing, that's worth noting, is the fact that apparently Sir Gregor, the mountain, how the hell you call it, the Hound's older brother, the psycho who fucking killed his horse, okay, which I believe was in the beginning of last week's episode. The fucking psycho killed his horse. Yeah, he attacked. He either attacked a village, or he attacked the city that Lady Stark is from. And he ran some people from their homes. Well, when they come to Ned about it, Ned told him straight up. He said, you know what? Find him, arrest him, bring him in. I'm stripping him of his title. I'm stripping him of all his, I'm stripping him of all his title, all his power, and I'm sentencing him to death. Whoa. Not only that, apparently, they say that Sir Gregor is he's kind of like he serves under, I believe his name is Tywin Lannister, who is Cersei and Jaime's and Tyrion's dad. I think that's how you pronounce it, Tywin, which is a pretty cool fucking name just for the Tywin. That's a cool name. But Sir Gregor apparently serves under Lord Tywin the same way that the Hound serves under Joffrey. And he says, well, you know what? I'm not just going to stop there. Find Lord Tywin, tell him that he has been summoned to King's Landing to answer for the crimes of Sir Gregor, and if he does not, I will name him an enemy of the state. Whoa. So Ned stepped up his game in episode 6. You cannot keep a good Stark down. I shit you not. You cannot keep a good Stark down. Ned took care of motherfucking business. That's how you handle shit. Bravo, Lord Stark. And since we're talking about Starks, let's head back to Winterfell, where in Winterfell, apparently Bran has his saddle working, so that's great. You know, he's riding around along with his brother Robb and Greyjoy, and we get introduced to this it's not so much a conflict as it is a just this tension between Robb and Greyjoy, which they've been building up for for the past 2 weeks, believe it or not. If you go back and watch episode 5 and episode 4, you can see when they have those scenes with Greyjoy, you can see where the writers were intending for you to know that, oh, like this is Ed Stark's ward, and this is why he's here, and this is the thing with him and his family. Like, they've been setting up for this for quite some time now, and we finally get like Robb and Greyjoy, going at it. And then even what winds up happening is Bran rides too far into the forest. He pretty much gets jumped by these bandits, and Robb has to save him. Well, Robb gets caught in between a rock and a hard place, because on one hand he has one of the bandits under his blade, but one of the other bandits has Bran under his. And then Greyjoy comes, shoot the guy in the back, saves the day. But once again, that tension keeps building because Robb gets pissed off because he says, well, why did you kill him? And Greyjoy is like, what the fuck are you talking about? He was about to kill your little brother and you. So, like I said, this tension is building. I'm like, Greyjoy is a little bit of I find him a little obnoxious right now because we really don't need that type of conflict going on in Winterfell. But I also find him a valuable character to the story because I have a feeling that it is Greyjoy and his tension with Robert that is going to hopefully help Robert develop as a character later on. That's what I'm hoping for, because let's face it, with Ned is in fucking King's Landing, Cat is in the fucking Eyrie. Okay, Robb is Lord Stark in Winterfell right now, and not only that, I might as well throw this in here also that later on in this episode, Ned sends Sansa and Arya back to Winterfell. So he has his 2 sisters who are about to return home, his little brother who is now crippled, the youngest one, Wiccan, I think that was his name. He has 4 younger siblings to look after, not to mention Winterfell itself. And he has to prepare for the upcoming conflict that will transpire between the Starks and the Lannisters. Okay, it is time for Robb to become a man, especially since Jon's at the wall now and Benjen's in the fucking wilderness, which we'll find out about in the next episode once I get to the episode 7 review. But Robb really does have to step up. He has to be the man of the house now. So what I'm hoping is that this thing that's going on between him and Greyjoy is going to help him step up to the mantle. Okay, so since we're still on the Starks, let's head to the Eyrie, which pretty much what happens in the Eyrie is that Tyrion talks Mort, who is the guard of the dungeon. He pretty much talks him into, he says, look, man, give a message to Lady Arryn. Tell her that I want to have a trial. I want to have a trial. If you can get that message to her, I'll repay you in gold. So he gets the message to her. They have a trial, and pretty much Tyrion decides, he's like, you know what? You guys aren't going to listen to a thing I say that comes out of, no word that comes out of my mouth are you guys going to take as the truth. So you know what? Let's handle this trial by combat. And so trial by combat pretty much means Lady Eyrie gets the sword hand. Tyrion gets the sword. Well, at first they wanted Tyrion himself to battle. But, Tyrion is, he's smaller than anybody in the fucking room. So they're like, okay, that's not fair. So you know what? Tyrion, you get a sword hand. Lady Eyrie, you choose a sword hand. They'll scrap it out. And whoever wins, wins. So, coming to Tyrion's aid is the gentleman whose name I cannot remember. But he is one of the nobles who was on King's Road with Cat and Tyrion when they were heading to the Eyrie. So he pretty much is like, okay, I'll fight for Tyrion, and he fights a Knight of the Vale, and he kicks his ass, and Tyrion goes free. Tyrion gets his purse, gives it to Mort, like, told you I pay you, motherfucker, and they walk out of their home free, huh? So just a small message to Lady Eyrie and to Lady Stark, and if y'all happen to see this video, sucks to be y'all, cause he just showed y'all up. Yeah. That just happened. And ladies, you dropped something. Your face. Yeah. He just did that. So yeah. Okay, so before we head back to Dany and Drogo and the Dothrakis, I'm trying to think, was there anything else that happened in King's Landing that was particularly worth noting? Not that I can wait, there was. Yeah, this is as good as any to mention what I mentioned earlier when I said that the unveiling for this episode, the big unveiling, got spoiled for me by somebody in the fucking comments, which pretty much we find out exactly what Jon Arryn was why he was looking up Robert's bastard children. And it's kind of obvious, but we needed it to be said. We find out that apparently Joffrey is not Robert's son. No, not at all. Never was. Not his son. Because one of the things that the breadcrumbs that we've been getting throughout the episode is that all the bastards, they have dark hair. All of them. Just like Robert. Just like Robert's brother. They all have dark hair. And what is the thing that the Lannisters are famous for? Infamous even for. That blonde hair. And Joffrey, blonde as fucking... Who's a blonde? Somebody give me a blonde. Blonde as Britney Spears. Blonde as... Blonde is... I don't pay a lot of attention to blonde, so y'all guys will give me a minute. Blonde is Brooke Hogan, blonde as Holly Madison, okay? Now, like I said, that was something that was kind of obvious, but to say that I was spoiled by that, I'm really pissed off about that. I'm actually extremely pissed off about that. So, I don't know who did it. I'm not going to point any fingers. I don't know who the user was that spoiled that for me. But in case you happen to be watching this vid, you can go fuck yourself. Don't put no fucking spoilers in my goddamn videos. And I mean that. Your ass must be crazy. Anyway, I apologize for that moment of vulgarity. I try to be a gentleman about it, but for fuck's sake, they piss me off at times. Make me angry, boy. Make me angry. So we pretty much find out Joffrey's not Robert's kid. He's Jaime's. Cersei's fucking her brother. And I think she bore two kids too. Cause doesn't Joffrey have a younger brother? It's like, Jesus, man. Her brother must be laying that hard pipe, man. But not like I said, I don't want to be vulgar about that, but for fuck's sake, ugh. I mean, well, anyway. So before I wrap up the episode 6 review, let's head to Dany, Drogo, and the Dothrakis, who, when I get into my episode 7 review, you're gonna... I'm sorry, but I'm fucking loving them right now. You'll see why. But what happened with that? Okay. Viserys lost his damn mind. Okay? Viserys has been a whiny little bitch since episode 2. Because Dany, she, you know, she's the Khaleesi. She's the goddamn queen of the fucking tribe, okay? She gets mad respect. She has mad power. Her voice, all it takes is a whisper. And she gets shit done. But he keeps whining like a little bitch. Oh, I want my army. Oh, I want to invade. Oh, I'm the dragon. Oh, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're a pompous prick who I doubt could barely fucking handle a sword, okay? You're no warrior and you are no prince. That's the thing about Viserys that I don't like. I could see if he was at least a warrior, like Jaime. See, I don't like Jaime, but Jaime can act like a dick. Why? Because he can back it up. Jaime is the best fucking sword fighter in the realm, okay? Jaime can do whatever the fuck he wants. Why? Because he knows no one's going to try to fuck with him with a sword, okay? He can back it up, okay? Even Tyrion. Tyrion, not only is he smart, but he has the money, okay? Tyrion knows. He's like, hey, you fuck with me, my dad, my brother, we'll have a whole fucking army on your doorstep tomorrow morning. Guarantee it, okay? They can throw their weight around like that. What does Viserys have? What does he have? He's one of 2 of the last of the Targaryens. You have no kingdom. You have no throne. You have no house of nobility. You are a stranger in someone else's backyard. And you can't swing a sword for shit. Okay, you can't talk yourself into shit. You have no money. Long story short, Viserys got his shit rocked in this episode. Not so much his shit rocked, but Drogo took care of that nigga. And he is no longer with us. Because after pretty much during this banquet, Viserys decides to be an ass. And he threatens to kill Dany. Well, no, actually, he didn't say he was going to kill her. He said he was going to cut the child from her womb. And he did that right in front of Drogo. And right in front of the rest of Dothraki. And I'm sorry, but... that's not smart. So anyway, so what winds up happening is Drogo promises him. He said, you know what? I'm going to give you a crown of gold like no man has ever seen before. And what does he do? He has some guys hold down Viserys, take some gold, put it in a fucking goblet, let that motherfucker melt, and he pours it on his head. Fatality! Instantly. And I'm sorry, but Viserys, you will not be missed. You won't. You are a whiny bitch. You are obnoxious. And anytime you were on camera, you wasted my time. Good day, sir. No tears will be shed for you over here. None. None. Not one single tear will be shed. Fuck. Yeah, not one. So, with that said, I think that wraps it up for episode 6. Now, let's see, where are we? Ooh, we're at 24 minutes. Fuck it, this will be a long video. You guys like long videos. I like long videos. Hell, the longest video I've done so far was my 41-minute Smallville video. Let's see if I can beat that record. Fucking right, let's do this. Okay, episode 7. Now, like I said, if you guys want to, in case you guys haven't seen episode 7, in case you don't have HBO Go, by all means, guys, feel free to tune off right here in case you want to watch this review next week when episode 7 does premiere on HBO. But I tell you this, if you choose to do that, before you guys leave, wait, don't leave. Hey, you, move your hand from the goddamn mouse right now. Yeah, you, don't click off yet. Not yet. If, in fact, you guys want to save this episode 7 review for next week, make sure you come back and watch it next week. Just make sure you watch it next week because I'm uploading this vid all at once. It's not like I'm going to. I mean, I probably should cut it and upload episode 6 this week and episode 7 next week. But I want to try out, and for all of those who have seen episode 7, you guys will get to watch it this week. Just guys, and if you haven't seen episode 7 yet, and you don't want to watch this review because of the spoilers, come back. Please come back. Okay? Come back next week. I'm just saying. Just come back. Alright. Let's do the damn thing. Okay, episode 7 entitled, I believe it was titled, Live or Die, I believe was the name of it. That was getting a little bit too loud in my ear. Okay, I believe episode 7 was called, Live or Die. I believe that's what it's called. I'm not sure. But anyway, what happens in episode 7? Okay, episode 7 opens up where we have Jaime at this camp with his dad, and they're pretty much talking about the whole thing that happened with Ned and okay. Well, yeah, okay. Episode 7 opens up, like I said, we're at this camp apparently. It looks like the fucking Lannisters are, going off to war. But Jaime's talking to his dad, Tywin, and they're talking about the whole, Ned Stark situation. And he pretty much tells them like, "Yo, you need to step your game up. You need to be the man that I know you can be, and I need you to do that now, not tomorrow, not next year. You need to do that now." He pretty much criticizes Jaime for not finishing Ned off when he had the chance, and but correct me if I'm wrong. I believe I went back and I actually rewinded. Good thing about HBO Go, I can control the timeline and I can rewatch parts. And I had to rewatch this part because I believe what Tywin said was that he was giving Jaime 30,000 men. Was it 30,000? Half of their force to go to the childhood home of Lady Stark, which is the Tullys, wherever the Tullys are. I forget the name of their place, but pretty much the place she grew up. He's going to take 30,000 men and head there, pretty much to send a message to Lady Stark. Now that's fucked up. That is fucked up, especially since Tyrion isn't even in her custody anymore. So, but I will say this about Tywin. God damn it, man. You are a fucking asshole. From one asshole to another asshole. You are a real asshole. You a dick for real, man. Seriously, you and your children, you're all fucked up. The Lannisters are all fucked up, man. Jesus Christ. What a dick. He's the richest man in the 7 kingdoms. Good. Because I think that's the only thing keeping him alive. Never seen him with a sword. Don't know. Just because he's old don't mean he can't throw. Hell. But still, man, I got a feeling like if he didn't have that money, he wouldn't be able to throw his weight around the way he does like that. For fuck's sake, dude. I hope you get your shit rocked one day. But okay, so that's what happens with that. Now, in King's Landing. King's fucking Landing. Robert got attacked by a wild boar during the hunt. And he suffered a fatality wound. Yes, Robert dies in episode 7. But before he dies, he asked Ned to write a letter where pretty much he pretty much makes Ned the protector of the realm. Which pretty much means Ned will serve as king until Joffrey is old enough to assume the throne. But one thing I have to note that was really fucking clever on Ned's part. The letter was supposed to state that Ned was supposed to be protector until Joffrey became of age. Ned instead writes the rightful heir until he becomes of age. Because I believe earlier in the episode before we saw Robert, Ned pretty much tells Cersei to her face, it's like, I know the truth. I know why Jon Arryn was killed. Because Jon Arryn found out that Joffrey was not his son. None of those are his sons. Those are Lannisters. That's you and Jaime's kids. You motherfuckers are foul. And I'm letting Robert know. And when Robert finds out, you all are fucked. Royally fucked. And then it would just so happen that when Robert comes back, he comes back on his deathbed. Convenient? I think not. Especially since they said that Robert, apparently he was drunk during the hunt. But who gave him the wine? Oh yeah, that's right. His squire, who he treats like shit on a daily basis. The Lannister boy. Fucking setup. Fucking setup. They set him up. They poisoned that fucking wine. That was not no accident what happened to Robert. That shit was set up. It was set the fuck up. Them fucking Lannisters, I swear to God, I hate each and every one of you motherfuckers. And I'm slowly but surely starting to hate the actors and actresses that portray them. And that's sad. That's sad. But I hate all of the fucking Lannisters. Fuck them all. Fuck them all. Anyway, fuck them all. But anyway, I digress. So, Robert expires. Ned is now, serving protector. And he pretty much, he has a lot on his plate. Why? Because he has, I believe it was it was probably just little under or little over a day. But what he has to do is he pretty much has to secure the city, gain control of the city watch, of the city guard, and what Ned wanted to do was Ned wanted to get the Lannisters in custody, and I believe he was going to send them back home. But he didn't want to kill him. That was his thing. He didn't want to shed any blood. Now Ned, I will say this for Ned Stark. He is a noble man, but noblemen can be fools. Noblemen can be great fools at times. And that's what befell Ned in this episode. Ned, yes, noble. No one questions his nobility. He is an honorable man of honorable men. Probably the most honorable character in the fucking series, next to Jon. But yeah, he is a fool too. And Robert called him on it. Robert told him in last week's episode, he said, "You are a fool," and he was. Because Ned places his trust in someone who fucks him in the end. Oh, also in this episode, we got to see exactly what the fuck that character was about. That character's name is Littlefinger. Littlefinger, we finally got to see what his ulterior motives were, why he acts the way he acts, and we found out at the end of this episode he fucked Ned hard with no lube. Gave it to him raw, no butter, no grease, deep. I'm sorry for that vulgarity. I just want y'all to understand how I felt when that shit came about. Littlefinger, you son of a bitch. So, what happens? Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and we're going to steer away from King's Landing right quick. We're going to come back to King's Landing in the end, and I'll tell you what happens. We're going to steer away from that right quick. Let's go to, let's head back to the Wall. What's been happening to the Wall? We haven't seen the Wall in a while. Okay, this is what's been happening. Pretty much, Jon, Sam, and the other new recruits, they've completed their training for the Night Watch. Their initiation, their training, they're done. This episode was pretty much like their graduation because they got their assignments and they took their oaths. But Jon Snow, he wanted to become a ranger. One of the main reasons he wanted to become a ranger was because at the beginning of this episode, his uncle Benjen, his horse returns to the Wall, but he isn't on it. And so, Jon wants to find out what happened to his uncle. So, Jon's like, yeah, I'm going to be a ranger. I'm going to go ahead and take my vow, and I'm set out to find my uncle. Find out that apparently Jon is a steward? I believe that's what they call it. But he's a houseboy. That's what he is. He is the steward under the chief commander of the Night Watch. And, he's pissed off about that, because he has to do the nigga's laundry, he has to prepare his meals, keep his fires, change his sheets, all that shit. Okay? He's a servant. He's a house servant. And the night watchman, you in there for life. He is a house slave. But Sam tells him, he's like, hey man, but look who you're a house slave to. Okay? The chief commander of the night watch asked for you himself. You're the only one. You serve right under him. Everything that man does, you will have some small part in. He's grooming you for commander. And that has nice perks. That has nice perks. Now, there's an old saying, you got to start off at the bottom. You got to do the grind work before you can get the job that you want. So that's pretty much what Jon Snow's pretty much going to have to do. But one thing worth noting, when he took his vow, his ghost Snow, went off into the forest or whatever, came back with a hand, well, an arm, a severed arm. And yeah, there is activity going on north of the wall, especially since going back to Winterfell. Let's jump to Winterfell now. Back in Winterfell, the bandit, the girl that robbed, that he spared in episode 6. Yeah, apparently she's from north of the wall, and she knows winter is fucking coming, man. There is something out there, and it is coming. That's all I'm gonna say. Winter is fucking coming. So, yeah, man, some serious shit is about to befall the wall, and some serious shit is about to come down to Winterfell. Now, what else can we talk about before we head back to King's Landing in this episode? Because a lot of shit happened in this episode, and I'm trying to recall it all. I just got done watching it, or I got done watching it right before I started this review. Okay, let's go to back to the Dothrakis, because what happened in this episode, okay, apparently, in episode 5, when Robert and the council ordered the death of Dany, we didn't know how they were going to go about it. Now we do. And for fuck's sake, god damn it, Robert could not have been more true. Robert could not have said it best when he said in episode 5, he said, all the kingdom is now is backstabbing, scheming, ass-licking, and money grubbing. Number one, they keep trying to kill these people with poison. They keep trying to kill them with poison, okay? Jon Arryn, poison. Robert, a boar by means of poison. And now, they tried to get Dany with fucking poison. A merchant from Westeros, however the fuck you pronounce it, he had a poison wine, the best that he had, quote unquote, that he was going to give to Dany as a present to the Khaleesi. This is any other. Jorah caught him in the act, said, no, it's poison. Took that dude, fucking arrested his ass. He gonna have to deal with that shit, alright? Now, one thing we have to address is Jorah, because Jorah, let me tell you something about Jorah, alright? I don't trust that motherfucker, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't trust that motherfucker. Because before episode 5, I was under the assumption that Jorah, that he was loyal to Dany, he was loyal to her cause, and he was going to help her through everything, and he was like a father figure to her. But he also sold her out to Robert and the council when we found out in episode 5 when he told him that she was pregnant. And they sent that motherfucking assassin to kill her. Jorah is not to be trusted. This episode, Jorah got a goddamn letter saying, yeah, man, you're free to come home. You have amnesty. By all means, you can come home now. You fucking traitor, dude. They said Ned called him a traitor in episode 5. They said, no, he was a slave trader. He's not a traitor. He's a fucking traitor. He's a fucking traitor. You gonna get yours. Believe you me, you will get yours, my friend. What you keep in the dark will always come to the fucking light. Believe you me. And oh, for fuck's sake, let Dany find out that you tried to kill her. That you were responsible for that. Let Drogo find out about that. So what winds up happening was they went ahead, they took the dude, put him in the room, everybody surrounded him, they wanted to get down to the gritty about it. Drogo showed up, and man, Drogo gave one of the best speeches. Oh man, I praise this show for its writing and for its dialogue, especially its dialogue. Especially because like in episode 5, man, oh man, there was some great lines in that fucking episode. But Drogo in episode 7, the speech he gives got me pumped. Like, I was like, yeah, let's kick their asses. Like, man, that was a damn good fucking speech he gave. Pretty much, Drogo has decided that now that Viserys is dead and you know, Dany, she still does want to go home. And she does know that the only way that's going to happen is if Drogo leads that army to invade the Seven Kingdoms. Well, Drogo decided, I'm going to do it. Well, he's doing it for his son. He says that my son will sit on the Iron Throne. I don't give a damn what Drogo's reason is. I'm rooting for the Dothraki. That's right. Go ahead. I should put it on my shirt. If I didn't like this shirt, I'd write on it right now. Team Dothraki. I'm Team Dothraki, baby. We team. Why? Because in the Seven Kingdoms, there's too much bullshit going on. Too much backstabbing, too much ass licking, too much money grubbing, too much scheming. Too much. I like the Dothraki. Why? They're straight to the point. To the point. Team Dothraki, baby, right here. We calling it Team Dothraki. Especially since now I'm about to go to King's Landing. And I'm about to tell you why I'm rooting for the Dothraki. In King's Landing, Ned pretty much, like I said, he had to make sure he had the city guard on his back, you know, behind his back. Make sure he had Littlefinger, Lord Varys, who's a fucking traitor. We found that out in episode 5. Now I know who that was. Varys is not to be trusted, but neither was Littlefinger, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because Ned rolled up in that motherfucker, had Littlefinger over here, had Varys over here, had the city guard on his back. Fucking Cersei put Joffrey on the goddamn throne. And when Ned revealed that Joffrey was not Robert's rightful heir, he was not the rightful heir to the throne, had the letter that Robert signed himself with his seal, unbroken, Lord Varys sat there and wrote it. Cersei tore the motherfucker up and had her men slaughter the fucking the freaking city guard. Slaughter him. Why? Because Littlefinger set him up. Littlefinger sold out Ned. Sold him out. And now Joffrey's the fucking king? That pompous little prick? Wouldn't even have a pot to piss in if it wasn't for his mommy. So yes, if King's Landing is now going to be, if the Seven Kingdoms is now under the rule of that pompous prick, fucking right, I want Drogo to rape them. Fucking right. Tear the fucking walls down in King's Landing. Take real talk, because I've had it. I've had it with the backstabbing, with the scheming, with the money grubbing, with the ass licking. I've had it. If Drogo can find it in his heart, allow the Starks to live. Everyone else, wipe them out. Wipe them out. Even the Knights of the Vale, even the Eyrie, bring the Eyrie down from its nest. Bring it down. Wipe them out. Wipe out the Lannisters. Wipe out King's Landing. Wipe out anybody and everybody who looks like them. Let the Starks go. Please, let the Starks return to Winterfell. You don't need to go up north. You don't need to go up there. Especially since, shit about to pop off at the wall. You don't need to deal yourself. You don't need to concern yourself with that Khal Drogo. But take out everybody else. Take them out. Tear their shit asunder. Wipe them off the face of the fucking map. Yep. Yep. Wipe them off the face of Westeros. All of them. Team Dothraki in this motherfucker. We doing things big. Okay, is there anything else worth let's see, what else did I miss in episode 7? I think I pretty much covered everything. No, I think we covered everything. There was the dialogue between Ned and Robert's brother, but we find out before the shit hit the fan, him and Lord Tyrell, they left. So he's not even in King's Landing right now, and no one knows where he is. He's probably heading south. But yeah, that was episode 7. So Westeros is fucked. It's either gonna fuck itself or the Dothraki are gonna fuck it. Yep. It's fucked. So I think what I'll do, I'll go ahead and I'll entitle the whole video War is Upon Us, because I think that's an intriguing enough title to get people to want to check out this vid. And it's a lot less vulgar than Westeros is fucked. I was going to use the title Westeros is fucked, because it really is. But no, War is Upon Us, that sounds better. We'll go with that. Let's go with that. That sounds good. So yeah. Thank you for joining me again this week. Like I said, I know this vid's a bit long, but y'all got 2 for the price of 1. 2 weeks, 2 episode reviews. So let's see. Is there anything else I want to mention to you guys before I bounce? Of course, like I said, I did both episodes in this week's vid, so there won't be a new Game of Thrones upload for next week because I did episode 7 in this one. Which is cool because next weekend is going to be fucking chaotic. For me at least, because I'm in the process of moving into a new apartment and I'm probably going to go out of town next weekend. But other than that, guys, as always, comment, rate, subscribe. Like this vid if you like it. Dislike it if you don't like it. I mean, I need the hate. The hate fuels the fire. The hate puts the gas in my tank to keep me going. I need the hate. So if you hate, keep the hating going. Need that hate. I need it. But other than that, guys, join me on Facebook. Facebook.com/otakuassemble, where we talk about everything, man. Anime, manga, cartoons, comics, movies, music, news, manga posts, anime episodes, all that shit. Check us out. Facebook.com. Oh yeah. Twitter.com/otakuassemble, where I tweet. I be tweeting. I be on my tweets. So catch me on the tweets. As always, subscribe. YouTube.com/otakuassemble. One last and final shout out to a podcast of Ice and Fire for having me on their podcast this past week. Check it out. And I will also be joining another one of my faithful viewers and subscribers on his podcast. And as soon as that podcast is recorded, and as soon as I have the info, I'll go ahead and I'll put a link in the description box so you can find that podcast. But yeah, your boy's making moves, man. I'll be on these podcasts. Check these people out. They're awesome. Other than that, that'll do it for me. That'll do it for this week's videos. Weekly manga and anime reviews should be out on Thursday and Friday. Should I choose to do them. My anime of the month vid, that segment will kick off on Saturday. And other than that, this is Larry Williams, OAW Commander-in-Chief. I'm signing off, and I will catch you cats later. Peace!